evening, we bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We bring you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario. And in tonight's game plan, we'll catch up with Philippine women's football team members HALI Long and Ina Palacios after their incredible run at the 2022 AFC Women's Asian Cup.
And we'll play one of our signature games, Go Big or Go Home, NBA All-Star Edition with Isaac Go and Kyle Slau. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. After finishing their historic run at the 2022 AFC Women's Asian Cup, forward Sarina Bolden sent a proud message to all our kababayans who supported the women's national football team. Philippines, you're going to remember this team and you're going to see us in the World Cup. Ooh, chills. Today, we're joined by two members of that historic squad back from their historic run in India. Welcome to the game, Ina Palacios and HALI Long. Ladies, welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the
Thank you for
game.
having us.
You know, I remember that is probably the part that we could say, because she also said some uncensored stuff that's not fit for TV right before that. But ladies, first of all, congratulations. We're all very proud of you for making to the World Cup. And I know you're so used to these interviews right now, but then knowing that you have been with the team for such a long time and then seeing the growth. Ina, I want to start with you. From when you started, from your debut, to where you are right now. Could you imagine how the team has traveled?
Like you said, the growth has been incredible, and it's crazy to see that it wasn't just the players evolving, but the whole sport itself was developing and like getting better, getting faster, getting harder, and it's like getting more tactical and technical in that sense. And to see that journey and that evolution come to life and me still being there, it's an honor and also a great feeling na nakakasabay pala ako. And you know, it's not easy, but it's been so long, like it's a far journey and the difference is massive, and I just couldn't be any prouder of where the team is right now, and everything that's happening, it's the fruit of all that hard work throughout the year, so I'm extremely proud.
Yep, I'm sure all the fans are so proud of them as well. HALI, you could also consider yourself as a veteran in the national team. You debuted for the national team back in 2016, not far off from Ina, with 41 caps prior to this Asian Cup. How special was this run for you, making history with this special squad?
It was definitely a highlight of my caps so far, but to me, every tournament is special because I get to be a part of it and represent something way bigger than myself, like a whole nation, a whole country. And that's been an honor since 2016. But I've had the Pinoy pride my whole life, so coming here and having this opportunity and still having this opportunity through the pandemic and all the hardships and everything we've been through individually and as a team, it was really special to be back out there.
HALI, Coach Allen said that throughout the entire tournament, you were punching up your weight. I mean, you had to take on Thailand, who we've never beaten in 12 tries. You had to take on Chinese Taipei, who we haven't beaten in forever as well. And you took on Australia, gave a good performance, and also went up against South Korea. I mean, when you go through that type of gauntlet and surpassing the boundaries that you guys have set even before,
Yeah.
How have you grown? Were you surprised by that growth when you saw it? And was there a moment in particular that snap that you said that, hey, we can run with these girls?
I always felt and always knew we could compete, and we have always competed, but now we've started beating people, and I think that's the difference with this campaign. And it was, especially our first game being Thailand on my birthday. It was a pretty good birthday, like no pressure, but after Thailand, it was like we can do anything. And I definitely think we broke many and all barriers we had once had. in this tournament.
Well, Ina, obviously you weren't able to join because of injuries and all of that throughout the campaign. But then you were there throughout the entire time. You've seen how these girls have grown throughout the camp last time, throughout the qualifiers last time around, and everything here. How did you feel in particular seeing these girls doing what they did on that field?
Yeah, it was a lot of unfortunate events happening to me during the tournament. It was tough personally, but again, the heart that everyone showed, the passion that they showcased throughout that tournament, you can't doubt how much they wanted it or how much they wanted to play for every single person in that team and the whole country, because all that effort that we put into the training camp, it was coming out and you could see, and it was just, I was just really proud. That's my whole experience, and that's how I felt throughout watching them and seeing them play, and not just participate, play well, beat teams, and that's a huge step for Filipino football. And that's what she said, consistency is now our goal, and now we're beating teams. We need to be able to keep beating teams, and that's a much bigger responsibility now that we've made it to the World Cup. Now we need to prove it to everyone that we deserve to be here, and it's not like a one-time thing. We're gonna stay here.
All right, Haley, that last match against Korea, you could say that's the preview of what you're gonna face in the World Cup, that level of football. What did you learn individually and as a team in that game that you can bring to the World Cup against the stronger teams?
Well, I think it started with the Australia game we had, knowing they've consistently been a top 10 team in the world in women's football is just outstanding that we could compete with them. And we definitely showed that in the first 50 minutes, and it just proved how much growth we still had to do. But then seeing the Australia and Korea game, we kind of just like scouted out ourselves, seeing the way they played, we could definitely fix our mistakes, at least make them more aware to ourselves, and hopefully fix them within the next few days to compete against Korea. And having only lost by 2 in that game, just being a 2-0 loss, it didn't feel like that big of a loss to me. Like those games, we had nothing to lose and everything to prove, which we've said time and time and again, and I think we did that. So it's definitely a good taste of what we are going to see in the World Cup, but it's definitely also like a checkup of what we need to still work on.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. And of course, the Philippines women's national team, we're going to have 3 more competitions this year. It's a busy calendar for you girls.
Yeah.
So
Exciting, yeah.
Southeast Asian Games in May, AFF Women's Championship in July, and the Asian Games in September. So first of all, Ina, how excited are you to finally get healthy and fight for a spot, really? And, the competition is going to be tough, especially for a goalkeeper position.
Yeah, for sure. Just looking forward and focusing all my efforts to recovering and getting back to my healthy shape. That's good news for football in the Philippines, because now you get more games. And I think that's the downfall that we had before. We weren't getting enough games for us to see how we can compete outside. And now that we are, and I think we still need more, it's good news for the whole team and the country that you can play more games at that level, because it is pretty much the highest level that you can play in, and the pride there is a lot more.
Well, Haley, obviously the qualification for the World Cup lets people now know that you're now more of a force to deal with in the region, and your first few tournaments are with opponents in the region. Has the expectation risen?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all kind of took it personally that we need to, like what Ina said, prove ourselves. We made it to a worldly level now, but we definitely need to prove it in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And to keep it consistent that it wasn't Jamba and we deserve to be there. Because we knew we always did, and now we made it. And to win in SEA Games and AFF and Asian Games would help bring up our ranking and all contribute towards the bigger goal at the World Cup. So it's definitely really important to keep our head in the game and focus on the 3 tournaments we have this year.
All right, Ina, just for a quick one, just a message to all the Filipinas who are looking up to you girls after that game. What do you want to say them? To tell them?
I want to tell them that, I hope you find something that will make you happy, and when you do, just keep doing it, because that's when you learn how to dream, and when you dream, anything is possible. Sorry.
Anything is impossible.
Anything is possible, and you've seen it, we've done it, and I hope that, and I just wish that everyone can feel that same passion and same pride and happiness for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ina Palacios, HALI Long, and we hope to be celebrating you girls more. And of course, tomorrow, Ina, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Happy
That
birthday.
birthday is coming up. That's the first win of Philippine football in terms of cake coming in. So, after the break, we'll play one of our signature games, Go Big or Go Home, NBA All-Star Edition with Isaac Go and Kyle Slau. Stay tuned. You're watching the game.
Welcome back to the game. I'm Diego Dario. Tonight, we are delighted with the presence of 2 high school teammates turned UAAP rivals on our show. NBA.com Philippines All-Star writer Isaac Go and UAAP Season 76 Rookie of the Year Kyle Slau join us as we play our little game called Go Big or Go Home.
Graphics natin, parang all-star si Isaac, ano?
Oh, nga, I believe that Isaac is an
Oo.
all-star. Though.
Yeah.
All-star writer.
All-star writer.
Writer.
Of course, joining us via Zoom, Kyle Slau. Kyles, kamusta ka naman?
Hi, good evening, Pao. Good evening, Diego. Isaac. Hi.
Hey, all right, so ito mangyayari. Isaac will answer these questions. Kyles, you're going to react. You're gonna tell us everything you think about Isaac, okay? Kahit hindi related sa question, kahit hindi related sa sagot niya, tell us what you think of Isaac. So, first of all, Jegs, get us going here in terms of what Isaac will answer.
All right, Isaac, so basically, go big or go home. If you agree, you'll say go big, but if you don't agree, you say go home. Okay? So for the first one, go big or go home. LaMelo Ball should replace Kevin Durant in the 2022 All-Star Game.
Ooh.
We talked about this earlier, actually.
I know.
As much as I want my guy Miles Bridges to be in the All-Star game, I feel that I have to go big. LaMelo Ball has to replace Kevin Durant. He's had an amazing year. He's the type of player you'd want in an All-Star game. Flashy, really brings the excitement. So I go big on LaMelo replacing KD.
Ooh, Kyles, your thoughts on Isaac as a person?
As a person, he's joke lang.
Go. Sasagot niya.
For this one, I'll give Isaac. I'll agree with Isaac with this one since I think LaMelo fits very well in the All-Star. I think he's averaging 27-7. A few people in the NBA are averaging those numbers. Plus, we all know the flashiness, all the things that he can do on the court. Technically, he's making it a playground for himself. So he sells tickets for the All-Star game for sure.
Pang All-Star yung laro no?
And I heard he's gonna shoot that, half-court shot while bringing the ball down the court. That's what I heard.
I
But
wouldn't be
Isaac,
surprised.
Let's talk about replacement once again. Anthony Edwards should replace Draymond Green in the 2022 All-Star Game. Go big or go home.
I was trying to think about who was I going to replace Draymond Green with, and I can't think of anything right now. All the names that aren't adding up, so I would have to go big with Anthony Edwards. Maybe this would be the spot for Zion, but Zion's not playing. But Anthony Edwards has scored 20-plus points, is leading the Wolves with Karl Anthony Towns, and it's tough to make an argument for him not to be there. So I go big.
That's interesting. Kyles?
I'll have to disagree with Isaac in this one. I think a name that comes to mind, supposedly, if he played more games than usual, is Anthony Davis, but I think he missed a lot of games because of injury. But for me, a good replacement is DeJounte Murray. I think he's been averaging almost a triple-double for the Spurs, and although their record doesn't show it, the Spurs would be in a much worse place if he's not in there.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. DeJounte Murray, I think the numbers say it, pero you don't know. Empty calories ba yun, diba?
Yes,
So,
that's true.
yeah, Jegs, the next one, and I like this one. I want to see Isaac's reaction.
Actually, this one's specifically for Pao. Okay,
Yeah.
Isaac, go big or go home. The Utah Jazz are finally getting the respect they deserve. They have 2 All-Stars in the team.
I think not. I think I go home on that just because they did have 2 All-Stars last year too.
Okay.
They have 3 All-Stars last year?
Mike Conley.
Oh, I forgot about Mike Conley. I'm sorry. So it's tough for the Jazz, I think, right now. They're one of those really good teams, and I think they are one piece away from contending against like the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. But right now, I gotta say go home. I'm sorry, pal.
Kyles, go tell me what you think.
I'd hate to break it to you, Pao. I'd have to agree with Isaac on this one. I'd go home on that. Giving a perspective on Isaac, I don't think they're a piece away from making a good playoff run or even winning the championship. I think their experience really needs to hone more. Donovan Mitchell needs to have that playoff experience and that winning mentality and knowing how to win in the playoffs before they're able to say that we deserve the respect that
Before we go,
I'll get back to the both of you during the playoff time when I will play this replay over and over again. Okay, so
I was supposed to say thoughts, but
no, that's it. That's it. See you in the playoffs.
All right, next, Isaac. Fred VanVleet totally deserved this All-Star nod. Go big or go home.
Go big, easy.
Yes.
The Raptors, after losing Kawhi, trading Kyle Lowry, like everyone expected them to tank. But look at them now. They're in the thick of playoffs. And especially for the fact that they've been decimated, probably one of the worst in terms of being affected by COVID. So Fred VanVleet being the leader, well-deserved All-Star. And he's the last All-Star that was undrafted since Ben Wallace. So credit to him, well-deserved, and I go big on that.
Wow, I did not know that trivia. Isaac was very ready for this. Kyle's.
Can I straddle the
Whoa!
answer on
Okay,
this
okay.
one?
Why?
Since, yes, I do believe that Fred VanVleet deserves the All-Star nod, but I know it's a Cinderella story between him and his past. I think, again, as Isaac said, the being undrafted, getting the nod for the All-Star. It's all good news. It's a feel-good story. But I feel like Pascal Siakam is really the X factor for their good run this year. He's been averaging good numbers for the past 10 games. I think he's been averaging a double-double. And he's really carrying the load that Kawhi and Kyle Lowry has left for the Toronto Raptors. So, although I agree, but I think Pascal deserves it more, to be honest.
I think the only reason why Pascal didn't make it is because of his injuries.
Yeah. Obviously, the time off is going to be a big problem for him. And of course, if you're thinking about Fred VanVleet, you're still thinking like, does he deserve it over the other snubs in the East? So a lot to consider there.
Yeah,
diba?
I agree.
So again, so now the next one's this one's pretty fun. Jegs.
Okay, talking about snubs, Devin Booker didn't get snubbed this year. So, Devin Booker will be the All-Star Game MVP. Go big or go home, Isaac?
I think I go home on that. I think there are going to be other players on this list.
Who do you think it'll be?
As much as I want to vote LeBron to support Tyler, I think with everything that's happening, Nikola Jokic will win the
Okay.
All-Star MVP.
Okay.
Having an amazing season. He is my front runner and my bet to win MVP this year. And why not add to that with an All-Star MVP?
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Kyle?
I'd go home again on this one. I feel like Devin Booker is a fun guy, but he's not a I'll dominate the All-Star game kind of guy. So I feel like LeBron would make a good run for this All-Star, particularly for the fact that he's been doing this the whole season. He has elevated his game to a whole new level at, I think, 19th season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's gonna try to win the All-Star MVP just to prove a point to the fans and his doubters.
Yeah, very interesting. Me personally, my pick might actually be Darius Garland because it's in Cleveland. So
I would agree, yeah.
you never know what's gonna happen.
He'd go for it.
Yeah, the feeding the home crowd favorite. So let's see whether or not that will play a factor. But this next one,
This is
it's
gonna be interesting.
the complete opposite of crowd support, Jegs.
Okay, Isaac, for the next one, Russell Westbrook didn't deserve to be booed by the Laker fans. Go big or go home.
I agree with Pao, man. The sigh, you could hear that sigh through the TV. But honestly, it's very difficult when you play for a franchise like the Lakers, especially with it's championship or go home, for them. So I feel like there is still a winning player in Russell Westbrook. They can still bring out the best with him. So I gotta go home on that he did not deserve to get booed by the Lakers fan. And I really hope that Russell Westbrook turns it around and gives the Lakers a chance.
Wait, sorry, you mean go big because you don't think he deserves
sorry, go
to
big,
be
go big,
booed.
yeah.
Okay, how about you, Kyles?
I think I'd go big on this one. Particularly as a player also, I think Isaac, Diego, and all the other players would agree to this. It's really hard to get booed, especially with the home crowd. And I think it's a matter of perspective. When you see the Lakers right now, although Westbrook isn't really playing that well, isn't jiving sometimes with the other players, the effort is always going to be there. He's going to play hard every single day, every single night for the Laker fans just to get that win. And although I agree with Isaac that if it's the Lakers, it's win or bust, championship or bust. But you can't blame someone for losing a game. I mean, it's a team effort for sure. So I don't think a player, particularly Westbrook, deserves that hate.
Okay,
from
we don't have
from
a
the Laker fans.
we don't have a lot of time for the last one, Isaac. Last one, go big or go home. Brooklyn Nets fans should be concerned. They had their 8th straight loss. They were in the top 3 in the East. Now they're, I think, 7th or 8th.
I gotta go big on that.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn Nets fans have to be worried. 8 straight game loss. KD's out. There's trade rumors for James Harden leaving. You're not gonna have Kyrie in the playoffs. Man, especially the East is getting tough. Milwaukee's getting this group. Joel Embiid is leading Philly, Miami, Toronto, Cleveland. It's used to be where you talk about the West with 7 legit contenders, and now the East got 6 legit contenders, and now Brooklyn can't just say, we got the 3 best players. It's not gonna be enough, so they gotta be worried.
Kyle, so we don't have a lot of time, so can we just either have a approving nod or a disapproving shake of the head? Okay, that's good enough. Okay, thank you for following instructions. Kyles, Isaac, thank you very much for joining us for this edition of Go Big or Go Home. Stay safe, stay healthy. I like seeing you here, Isaac, in the studio.
Nice to
It's
see
fun.
you.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back here.
Kyle, stay safe, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, Pao.
And when we return, we'll get updates from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Stay tuned, you're watching the game.
Welcome back. You're watching the game. The cold never bothered the Olympic athletes in the 2022 Beijing Winter Games. The Russian Olympic Committee tallies its 2nd gold after Kamila Valieva snatches it in figure skating, while Canadian Max Parrott gives the Great White North its 1st gold through his performance in men's snowboarding slopestyle. As of 4 p.m. today, here's how the medal tally looks. ROC still leads with a total of 6 medals, while Norway follows 2nd with 3, and Sweden with 2 golds. Canada jumps to 4th after Parrott's win, and it's a triple tie between China, Germany, and the Netherlands for 5th. Meanwhile, Japan lands 8th, while Australia and Slovenia tie for the 9th place. Lone Pinoy Winter Olympics bet Asa Miller has yet to make his debut on Sunday.
It's still too early to tell who will reign supreme in the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, so catch the games on One Sports and One Sports Plus. You may also not miss a moment by watching on the Beijing Winter Olympics channel via Signal Channel 198 SD and 298 HD. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.